around, we're never going to see him again, and it's so unfair. It's not fair.
The world was shocked by the senseless slaying of Gianni Versace recently, gunned down in front of his Miami palazzo. There was a huge outpouring of grief from fans from around the world, stunned that one of fashion's brightest lights had been so brutally extinguished. We first met Gianni Versace in '86, shortly after he moved into his spectacular Milan palazzo. His label, which he began in '78, had begun to soar internationally. But he claimed it wasn't the success of his business he cared about. His passion went beyond that.
I just care about people and the way they have to dress. I think there is a part of education in my work. You have to understand, to believe, and to communicate to the people what you think, what is your philosophy. That is the part I like of my work.
With his brother Santo taking care of business and sister Donatella in charge of accessories, the Versace's empire continued to expand, featuring a wide variety of sexy collections that often tread the fine line between good and bad taste. Versace's clothes were meant to challenge our sensibilities and encourage us to strut it in a playful, provocative way. It was also the way Versace presented his collections that commanded attention, encouraging the use of supermodels and often elevating his fashion events to new theatrical heights. Naturally, the celebrity element was always there in full force. And friends like Elton John and John Bon Jovi were even inspired to perform at Versace's big Manhattan store opening last fall. Versace embraced the glamour and excitement of the rock scene, eagerly promoting a kind of synergy between all the arts he so loved.
I'm a very curious man. I like to do many things. If tomorrow they ask me to act, I can do. If tomorrow they ask me to write a book, maybe I can do. I love life. I love doing things. I'm full of curiosity.
Versace also had a brilliant understanding of marketing, and his advertising images have been some of pop culture's strongest. But despite the fact that Versace's own powerful image translated into a serious, multi-billion-dollar business, he was always adamant about having fun.
I'm still the same little boy who works in fashion. I don't change a little bit. I save myself. I'm still a child who loves to play with fashion.
Do you have to work sometimes at not taking it too seriously, at not getting too carried away in the business of fashion?
Not only in my life, in my work. I never take myself too seriously. That is stupid to take yourself too serious. It's pretentious.
Gianni Versace's message about the fun inherent in fashion was infectious, judging by the reaction of the front row at his latest couture show in Paris.
I've never been to the collection, so I'm all a titter, flitter.
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
It's like the Oscars of couture.
I like his clothes because I think he's got a, unique perspective, and there's always a sense of wit to his clothes. Some little thing that you think, oh, wow, I never thought of that one.
In reviewing Versace's final collection, fashion's most powerful critic, the Herald Tribune's Susie Menkes, noted that the designer's biggest strength was the fact that he continues to experiment and push himself in new directions. And that is what great design is ultimately all about.
I think it's fantastic to have the luckiness to do a work as I do. I'm a lucky person to do this work.
Although it will take a great deal of time for the fashion industry to recover from the tragic loss of Gianni Versace, there's a good chance that thanks to his enormous creative talent, his label will live on. Much like Coco Chanel and Christian Dior, whose fashion houses have survived despite their deaths, Gianni Versace transcended being a mere designer and became a distinctive brand of style, one that hopefully, through his sister Donatella, will be with us for decades to come.